Cool.
Wait,
Something happened to Anne.
live.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I am Global Knitter, and this is Politically Incorrect Knitters presents Live from the Knitting Wars. And just so everybody knows, I am a white female wearing red lipstick and blue and gray headphones sitting here on a chair. And I want all my guests to introduce themselves so that everybody knows who we are. How about you, Murder Knits?
All right, I'm Tabitha. I am a white female. I identify as a man on occasion if it benefits me, like getting into a quick restroom. If we're out and about somewhere and the women's restroom is full, I am wearing a beautiful cable swancho by Wise Owl Knits, and I am surrounded by yarn. I am not wearing red lipstick.
Anne?
Hi, my name is Anne Pinkova. I identify as your college roommate who drank all of the milk and then didn't replace it. And I am wearing an orange shirt, which if you really are blind is pretty dang irrelevant. I'm just saying.
How do you define orange to a blind person?
Like, I don't know if they're like partially blind, but really.
Oh, we forgot our pronouns. Uh-oh.
Oh,
I
crap.
identify as yarn.
Your mom.
Your mom.
Your mom.
My pronouns are justice.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
Tina,
Sure.
go.
My name is Tina. I'm from A Wanted Yarn and Fiber. You can also call me the dipshit knitter for missing last week. I also have a cat. I identify as a grumpy old man. My pronouns are fee, fi, fo, fum. And I am wearing out a wooden spoon on a leftist tender bottom. So.
Okay.
And I'm also wearing red lipstick, so there's that.
Here you go.
It's a theme.
Do they all, I know they do this in their Instagram posts. Do they do it in their videos too?
I don't know. We're doing it today. What about you? Tell people who you are.
My name is Carrie Smith. I host a podcast called Deprogrammed, and I am sitting in the shadows in a hat with about an hour before my electricians get back. And that's not descriptive in terms of visual.
Emotionally descriptive.
Emotionally descriptive. That's how much, yeah, that's what's going on.
I like how you had to check that you were wearing a hat. Like you had to look up, like, is it there?
Okay.
There's a hat today. Thanks for having me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And last but not least.
Yeah, I'm Neil. My pronouns are sir and master, and my adjectives are awesome and sexy. And I'm a black woman wearing an orange bun.
Well, there you go, guys. That's all of us. And look at, we got some love from Two Sisters and some yarn. Hey, thanks for joining us.
Love you, ladies.
I'm sorry you can't stay, but thanks for stopping in. Oh, and my BFF Ronnie Gosnell's on. Whoop, whoop. That's excellent.
Thanks for the super chat.
Yes, thanks for the super chat. So what's new, people? What's happening? Anybody got any knitting? Cool.
Okay.
I do too. Carrie, where's your knitting? You're the odd man out.
I have this. I've just got it on the thing. And yeah, it's been it's been 10 years since I've knitted, with one exception. And that's when I did this, when I had a friend visiting and we went to a knitting night. So you have to bear with me. It's been a long time.
Cool. Did you tell her about our leaderboard, Anne, or is she going to be surprised?
I did.
Oh, you did?
So Neil mentioned it on the show yesterday, and Carrie, you seemed a little like, oh no.
Oh, it's a contest.
It's not a contest.
Okay.
No, it's not a contest because Tabitha already went and she's the fastest, so it's done. But the rest of us are going to pretend we can also knit that fast. So.
Okay.
Well, I was thinking, like the Top Gear board of, fastest round the track. Who can you beat? Play along at home.
So,
I'm sorry, but my cat is going to show you his bum. So, don't close your eyes.
oh, missed that. I didn't know who was showing what's bum, and then I got it. It's been a long morning, guys. I'll just tell you now. I don't know what's happening. But Amy over there at Two Sisters is very surprised that you have knitting because she apparently can't have any sound on. So she doesn't know what's quite happening.
Oh.
So what are we working on? What we got going on, people?
I got socks.
Socks?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm using my brand new Nephalabata colorway.
Pretty.
Yeah.
I just got some yarn from you I'm super excited about.
I'm super excited to send it to you. Oh my gosh. It's going to be rad.
It is going to be rad. And I got some plans in my brain if they work. Sometimes this one's not working, I started a new design and it's just not quite what I had hoped it would be. So that'll come out later. Anybody else got interest in knitting? Ooh.
So my Paisley is obsessed with Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the What's This sweater by Bad Girl Wolf Studio. I think her name's Megan. She is a liberal, but she's got cool designs. And she is like the only liberal designer that's still doing Harry Potter. And
Good for her.
They've tried coming for her a couple times, and she told them to kind of F off in a nice way. So What's This pattern by that lady for Paisley? It comes in adult sizes too. So
That's super cute.
And it's an acrylic, so it can go in the dryer.
Can you make an adult size?
Yes, it comes in adult sizes.
Do you know how many knitting projects she has, Carrie? She's got like 107 she's got to make this year.
But you're
her on a sweater for you.
But you're Speedy Needles. Speedy Needles.
My new drug dealer name.
This will be your new name.
Yep.
Did you all see how fast Anne is, though? She showed a video, didn't you, earlier? I couldn't believe what I was watching. You're really fast.
Did you speed it up? I didn't watch your video.
I sped it up. It was a 25-minute video. After I'm done, I'm like, gosh, anyone watch this? This is terrible.
Well, like I said, it's been too busy today. I'm going to watch stuff later.
But yeah, I'd meant to go longer so you could actually see what the pattern was, but I'm like, this is a lot of me futzing around. Y'all seen what I do. Back it up and see it again if you need to. Yeah, because we talk about Anne's Intarsia all the time. So if anybody wants to see it, there's a video on Instagram. I'm pretty sure if you send it to me, and I can throw it up on our channel too, so people who don't Instagram can find it. Yeah, sure. I'll do that.
Okay. Cool. Yep. Carrie, what are you knitting?
I'm just trying to remember how to do the stitches. I'm not knitting anything other than I'm going to go back and forth and see what happens. Yeah. I'm just trying to be like, okay, got it again,
Yeah.
Just came.
You only do one of them.
Can I tell you, though, what I just rushed back from? This is not a knitting, but it's a design thing. So you might be interested. I had to have, because the electricians are here and we're finally getting a lot of stuff done. And so then they will say, okay, we need sconces, and they need to go like on either side of the mirror. And it's like, hurry up and wait. And then boom, now we need it. I'm like, oh, I can go buy things now. Okay, great. Like, cause it's been, kind of waiting and watching the budget. So anyway, I just scoured 6 different junk shops and antique shops. And I actually found this pair of brass sconces, antique, for a steal, $55. And they're still wired, like they'll work. And anyway, yeah, they're gorgeous. So
that's exciting.
Yeah. And these shops that I'm in, I'm like, oh, there's so much more there that I want. But I'm like, no, I just came for the sconces. I was good.
You should plug your house Instagram. It's called 1914 House, right?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's called.
Long. It's so gorgeous. I'm like obsessed with it.
Yeah, my husband started it because he wanted to document the renovations, and he's learning so much. But then what was really funny is when I first plugged it, because now I put stuff on there too. I mostly put things I find in antique shops on there, but he puts the actual renovation stuff on there. And but when I first plugged it that first day, I don't remember, it got like 300 followers or something, and he was watching it like. And instead of being happy, I remember we were at Home Depot, and I'm like, "Oh, babe, look, we have 300 followers." He's like, "What? It took me like 6 years to get that many. If it gets more than me, we're deleting it." I'm like, you can't be in competition with your house Instagram.
That's funny. Very natural.
Now it's a running joke. It's like the house is going to beat you, and and Tiger's going to come from the back of the pack.
Tiger the Marxist.
Anyway, yeah, it's fun. He's learning a lot more than I am.
But
Yeah,
hey,
they tend to pick up more. What, Ann?
Who brings home the sconces? It's all important.
Yeah, thanks.
My husband tries to teach me stuff, and we built a little library that we put up at a community park we have, and the door fell off, and I ran home, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what to do. The door fell off. He's like, I showed you how to do this. I'm like, I don't know what to do. You have to come help me. I try to remember, but it's just, he already knows how to do it. It's better that way.
I like having a man do. I mean, I think it's sexy watching a man do hard labor.
Yeah,
Right now.
and I also like to do stuff for myself, but it's nice to know that, like, when I panicked and I didn't know what to do, I was like, honey, and he came and he made it look so easy, and I'm like, oh, you're so wonderful.
I love that. Yeah, I'm the same.
You're just objectifying us, aren't you? You're just objectifying men. We're just sexual toys.
Why not?
Totally. I mean, I do a few things. I did hang a cabinet the other day, but there's like little things. And for the big jobs, like the day that he dug the trench for the water line, it was, I had flashbacks to that advertisement from the 90s, the Coca-Cola ad that was like Diet Coke break, where all the ladies would run to the window and watch the construction worker. And I'm like, yes. I'm just sitting on the porch and be like, do you need an iced tea?
That's too funny.
I'm offended.
No, you're not. Knock it off.
I'm going to phone the police. Oh, hang on, wrong country. Sorry.
Yeah, aren't the police in your country like tired of all of these people calling because they're offended now? Didn't I read that?
Yeah, the head of the police in my city, he's tired of it, but not the rest. The rest are happy to carry on.
Well,
crazy.
at least it's a start.
Yeah. Well, I think they've realised that it was a complete waste of time, because there were no crime. How many was it? And I can't remember now. There was so many counties in the country where no crimes were solved in a year. Wow. And it's like because they were too busy looking for all these people that had said nasty words on the internet,
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Man.
Yeah, they'll come to your house faster if you're like, oh, I'm being murdered. I'm sorry, we're busy.
Yeah.
But they also said a racist slur and I had anxiety while I'm being murdered. They'll be right there.
Oh, it's even better than that. You could just say, they looked at me strangely.
No.
They looked at me as if I was a white person, or they looked at me as if I was a trans whatever, and then they'll still come.
See, as a black
I look at a lot of people strangely.
It's all about how the victim feels, not about how the perpetrator intended it.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
well, speaking of cancel culture and things that make us feel bad or victimizing people,
right. You've been having a grand time, Tina.
Yeah, so I had this yarn up in my shop called Turf Teal, and I'm pretty sure, I mean, the description wasn't anything offensive. I'm pretty sure it just said if you define woman as adult human female, then this yarn is for you. And I get an email today from Desmond at Etsy saying that, and I'm going to challenge this because I want them to personally tell me how I did whatever the hell they said I did. All right, here we go. This is Desmond from, come on, load. Okay, Etsy listing deactivated, prohibited items. My yarn is prohibited, you guys.
I'm telling you, that's what happened to my Stop the Steal pattern. It was so offensive, it had to be unlisted because people's feelers were hurt.
It's so ridiculous. This is Desmond from Etsy's content moderation team. I'm reaching out to let you know that we've deactivated one or more of your listings that contain prohibited content, turf teal. The fees associated have been refunded, blah, blah, blah. Etsy prohibits any content that promotes, supports, or glorifies hatred or violence towards protected groups. This includes items or listings that are demeaning or disparaging towards people based upon race, ethnicity, national origin, religion, gender identity, disability, or sexual orientation. How exactly is defining woman as adult human female doing any of those things? I want an answer from Etsy on that. I want somebody to personally tell me how exactly I went and glorified hatred or violence or demeaned anybody or disparaged anybody. If anything, it sounds a lot like Etsy hates women right now. So,
well, you did name it turf, and that's the name that the liberals use to describe certain people. So maybe because you're using your own words,
they don't
maybe
like you.
Defense of the turfs.
They don't like you making like doing alchemy and taking something bad and turning it into something good.
And they don't like mirrors at all. Like, look at libs of TikTok. They freak out. It's like, these are your videos. You created these videos. This is your content. You're so proud of this that you put it on the internet and you put it all over TikTok and you're like, yeah, I'm going to get so many followers for this stuff I put on TikTok. And then somebody holds a mirror up to you and you're like, oh my God, I can't.
Yeah.
And someone's like, hey, want to be famous? And you're like, oh no.
It's
terrible. But seriously, Tina, that's what they did to me. And when I went online and looked, they had all kinds of things about like Russia collusion and stuff. But because I was coming at it from the other direction, it was just such a no-go. I didn't even fight them about it. I was like, you know what, forget it, because I have other
really
things to do.
weird rules too. Like some of them are, and this was before the COVID vaccine came out, that they said that you could not have content that in any way discouraged people from taking vaccines or from voting. And there was something else weird like that. So if I have the don't vote earrings, that's not allowed. I'm like,
so
what?
Something you said, deplorable knitter. Who makes a Russian collusion hat or scarf?
Well, it's like the stuff, they weren't patterns for it. I mean, it wasn't me.
Not allowed.
But like a T-shirt that's like, it has like Trump in Russia, but yeah, they were allowed all kinds of listings like that. But you say Stop the Steal, and they were like, oh no, it's terrible, you're horrible, and yeah, Tina. The point is that they're really good at that. Rules for you, but not for us kind of thing. Like they're offended by you, so therefore they're going to take it down, even though there's much worse stuff out there. Dude, there's some really weird stuff. After I got banned, I went looking, and they like have molars and like voodoo things, and like
I've seen the teeth, and I'm just like, yo. First of all, why are you selling teeth, and who is buying these teeth? What the hell?
Where do you get them?
Yeah.
How do you come across teeth to sell? First off,
just find them on the sidewalk. Just they're free range and ethically sourced molars.
I'm not gonna lie, I do have like 20 baby teeth in my kids in my underwear drawer that I'm hiding because I'm the tooth fairy. So maybe it's that.
And then maybe if you go around to your mom's group and you're like, hey, for real, I will give you real money for kids' teeth. And also I may just have to go be sick.
Oh, that's too messed up.
I do. I have all of them because I'm like, well, what the hell do I do with them? Like,
mm-hmm.
You're the tooth fairy. You figure it out.
Somebody called Katie's just said she can get teeth because she's a dentist.
Ew.
So is there a market in teeth, Katie? Is it like a drug?
I wanted to point out that Liz says this is why she has her own website. So, you know.
Yeah, I have mine
I still
too.
haven't
just
done my
haven't
own.
it up yet. It's like I'm using Squarespace, and it's just, you know, everyone's like, oh, Squarespace is so easy. It's like, no, it's not. A lot of stuff on there is not intuitive, and then so yeah, it's a slow process. I'm almost there though. I just have to figure out like shipping stuff, and I have to do like the tax stuff or whatever, and then I should be fine. So it'll be a website exclusive, I guess, after I tell Etsy to go fuck themselves.
Well, I'm excited about it. I ordered turf teal before it was taken down. So I got that. And I got a couple other colors. Never mind the fact that my husband has politely asked me to stop bringing yarn into our house because there's too much of it. But
I'm going to write on the package that this is not yarn, so he knows that it's not yarn.
That's good.
I don't know. He's pretty smart. That might, especially if it's squishy.
In
Who
big
knows what I
pink
ordered?
marker on the squishy bag, power tools.
Just put congrats on your giveaway. That's what I had Maria Tuscan do. I ordered the smallest quantity, and I said, "Please don't put the invoice. But congrats on your winnings or whatever."
Not a terrible idea.
Hey Tina, are you going to post about the Etsy ban of that yarn?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
I put it up on Instagram, but it was like I had just woken up and then I had to come here. So then I'll speak more in depth about it later. It'll be all over Twitter. And I'm going to email them and say, excuse me, I would like you to show me exactly where I did these things that you're accusing me of. And I'm not going to settle for some generic milquetoast response. I don't want to see refer to our rules. I'm going to be like, no, you said I did something. You show me the receipts where I did it.
Right.
Neil, are you on Twitter now?
Yes and no. I do have a Twitter account, but I just use it to spy on people.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just saw it and I was excited. Okay.
I might start using it again. I don't know. I used to be really big. Well, I say big. I mean, I used to be really big into Twitter, but then I found it just got really boring when Milo when they got rid of Milo, when they got rid of Donald Trump. There's a few other big names they got rid of, and it just got a bit boring there. So yeah.
Oh, somebody in your chat, Therese. Hi, Therese. She said Carrie hasn't figured out how addictive yarn buying is yet. I do know because I still have like 3 different bins of yarn from 10 years ago upstairs. So I do remember.
You're in it to win it.
Yeah, I'm trying to not spend money there right now, though. But I do want to. I've got a lot. I could be using it. So.
And you have to buy Tina's new collection that she just released.
So,
I'm going to just send you a skein of your own yarn. I mean, you totally earned that. So.
Thank you, lady.
You should send one to Mikey too. Like, you have to knit with this. It's yours.
Mikey's yarn is called Fame Whore. What's mine called?
Not today, Joy Eater.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Oh, Cheeky Mare made me this. That says it's a cross stitch that says "Not today, Joy Eater."
Nice.
I love it. What a great name. That's awesome, Tina. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. I'm so glad that, like, I'm happy that I'm able to turn something terrible into something good, because
something good and funny.
Yeah. It's like it's really hard to fight against something like that. So it's, if you can find a way, finally, it's like, whew, okay, we're winning now.
It's kind of like Maria Tuscan's yarn line.
Yeah.
That with all the SJW names for the colors, which I thought that was so brilliant.
Yes. I still have a skein of virtue signaling I haven't used yet. I thought that was awesome.
Yep. Do you have any of your new colors nearby, Tina, so you can show our friends, or no?
Well, it just so happens there's just this giant plastic bag of yarn on my kitchen floor.
Oh, man. How did
that weird? What? Okay. You guys ready?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yes.
Wait a second, Tina. Oh, I'm sorry, Ann.
Sorry. You,
Why do you have a plastic bag in New York? Excuse me.
Oh, whoa, this is prohibition era, isn't it? Shit.
I am offended that you dared to bring that on.
Call the police.
For anybody watching that doesn't know, we're not allowed to have plastic bags in New York. They have outlawed them. That was a Cuomo thing.
I think this is actually from delivery. They still do plastic bags if you get like Grubhub. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I suppose that's okay then.
Yeah.
Man, you have to buy plastic bags here. It sucks. You just gotta say.
But at least you're allowed to have them. We're not allowed to have them.
Yeah, but you have to like exchange money. Like it said, if you're in like the produce aisle and there's a plastic bag, it says, "Oh, by the way, it's whatever a tenth of a lay is."
Oh wait, you have to buy for your vegetables the plastic bags?
Yeah, the little plastic
That's
bag.
crazy.
We don't have that here. Good Lord.
Yeah,
don't give New York any ideas, please.
I know. I don't know if it's like a European Union thing because in Romania, I don't get it.
Oh, you're in Romania right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is Romania in the EU?
Yeah, it's in the EU.
Oh, I didn't realize
It
that.
is. I'm sorry. I interrupted. And Tina, also, we haven't had you on for like over a year. So like a lot of stuff happened in a year.
Wow. Yeah. So you live there now?
No, I'm here until near the end of the month.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
So, temporary.
Wow, yeah. I got a lot to catch up on. So if you want to see yarns, I mean,
yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to get off on the bag thing. Yarn.
No, it's all right. Now that you've narked on me, and if I have to leave, it's because the police are at my door. So great job, great freaking job, you guys.
You know what really will help the environment? Breaking down a door and then taking your plastic bag out.
Absolutely. Okay, so we have let me show Carrie's yarn. This is Not Today, Joy Eater.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, I was going for like a vintage rainbow vibe because I know you love vintagey sort of things and leather and and I just thought the colors were totally awesome and totally you.
Is it possible to make your window bigger?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, we can during this. Let me see. I just got to figure it out. Maybe this one?
Sorry. I just want to show it off because it's very cool.
Okay. I can look at it's just Tina. Wow.
I've got the spotlight. So Not Today, Joy Eater.
And your nails are awesome too. More
Oh,
interruptions.
thank you. Yeah,
I love it.
There we go. That's pretty color accurate too, so that's good. We also have Fame Whore for my which is I was going for the colors in his background, like when he does podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't quite nail it. I was having a lot of problems, but I think I got something good out of it though.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Then there is this is Billboard Chris's yarn. Children Cannot Consent.
That's so pretty.
That's so great. You did a yarn for him.
Yes, and don't tell Etsy, but I started with the colors of the trans flag and then speckled the shit out of it. So I don't know. They're going to accuse me of being disrespectful again. Next up, we have Woke Skein, and this is Kieran's yarn. Kieran White from Woke Screen. He's another one of Carlin's victims. This is his yarn. And then last but not least in my Victims of the Hambeast collection, I have Pearls of Wisdom.
Oh, that's beautiful. Is that Deb's?
This is for Deb. Deb Philman from The Reason We Learn.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So those are the 4 victim yarns. And then, there's just the whole freaking Yarn Against Fuckery collection, and it's called Yarn Against Fuckery because
Wombat of Doom just finished winding Children Cannot Consent. So
oh yes.
So show us the one that got taken down. You got it?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, this is Turf Teal, and
I might have to buy some of that.
It's so pretty.
Are you a turf, Neil?
Well, I like teal. Yeah, I am a turf, probably. I'm a turf, not maybe.
In the
take the F off,
broader
yeah.
definition.
I'm a turf. I'm not quite sure where the swatch is. It should be in here somewhere. Aha, here we go. So here's the swatch. And
Yeah, I'm having that one.
Excellent.
Do not sell any to anybody until I've had mine.
Mine's coming in the mail. I ordered 3. I want to make a lacy shawl, a feminine lacy shawl.
Nice.
You know
There
what's
we
funny
go.
about that turf word? Just like reclaiming it is, when I was at New York City Pride with Mikey and Billboard Chris, Alex Stein, and Dangerous Red. So it was a bunch of us, and we all got to hang out with Billboard Chris and do what he does, like have his signs and talk to people and stuff. But before we met up with Chris, we were all trying to find each other. It was chaos, and I was with the Dangerous Red guys. And anyway, people are, it's Pride. People are trying to hand you stuff and whatever. And this guy tried to hand me. It was. I think it was for some new channel, and it was called like Women Only Sports or Only Women's Sports. And it was a sticker, and I was like, "Oh, thank you," And he's like, "Don't." And then he goes, "Don't worry, it's not nothing turf related." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm a turf, so you can have it back." And he's like, "Okay." And he took it back. It was just one of those weird moments. Like he didn't get mad; he was just confused because, like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm a turf, so." Like, people kind of don't know what to say if you're not like mad. You're just like, "What? You do you, I'll do me." Huh?
When you went to Pride, did you see anything that shocked you?
Well, I didn't see anything that shocked me. I've been to tons of Prides because I used to represent a comedian named Margaret Cho, and she would often perform at Prides all over the country. So I was going to Prides for a long time, and I've seen, like we were at the Folsom Street ones where there's guys in the dog leather costumes and all kinds of assless chaps, and in terms of anything scandalous, no, nothing shocked me in that way. I think what shocked me was just some of the conversations I had with some of the younger people, the ones who were willing to have conversation, which was great, but then weren't really able to because you could tell they hadn't thought through some of these things before. So if you ask them a question like, do you agree that like society has set aside certain things that adults can do that we've said, well, kids can't do these things. They're not old enough to do these things like driving a car, shooting a gun, drinking, smoking, getting a tattoo. Like, and they're like, oh, yeah, of course. I'm like, so, and like sex, right? So what about like elective surgical intervention, like taking your body parts off or taking hormones, cross-sex hormones before you're an adult? Do you think those are things that we should set aside and they would just be unable? I only found there was one young person who she could tell, I think, that she would be intellectually consistent if she said, well, they can do surgery. They can choose surgery for themselves, but they can't choose all these other things. She could tell that was going to be intellectually inconsistent. So she just went full hog and said, no, I don't believe we should restrict kids from doing anything that they choose to do. And I was like sex with adults? And she was like, well, if they choose it. I'm like, okay.
Please don't be a parent ever.
That was kind of shocking.
Yeah.
We got a super chat from Ellie Mae. Is there any dramatic potato? I personally ordered dramatic potato. I am super looking forward to it.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yes, you can see dramatic potato, which by the way pairs perfectly with literally.
Hold on. Let me get you big again.
Okay.
Oh, nope, it's me. That's wrong. Ah! I don't know how to do it when it's not me. Oh, there I do it. There. Let's see it.
Okay. So this is dramatic potato. It's kind of hard to see with the light going through it. There we go. So you see it starts with the colors of a baked potato. You kind of have like that pale yellow and the brown. And then, I did an Instagram post where I had the before and after. It looked like a potato, and then I put dramatic speckles on it. So now it's a dramatic potato.
I'm gonna have to buy that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So is that something that somebody called somebody, or is it something
Oh
you
yes,
called?
that's my nickname for the bloviating ham beast, who happens to be running for governor of New Hampshire.
Right.
Her name is Karlin Borisenko, and she is batshit crazy, and she's a malignant narcissist and
Sexual predator, a groomer.
sexual predator. Yes, and was actually in relation.
You'd have to say dated. I don't believe.
Oh no, she actually sexually harassed somebody that she was planning on getting into a business relationship with.
That is true. That is true.
Yes.
Yep.
She's really got the whole thing going for her there, you know. She's just got it all going on.
You know, I'm on Twitter, but only to stalk a certain account. And I've noticed that our favorite one who watches the show, hello, Bitchy Knitter. I know you're
hi,
watching.
Bitchy Knitter.
You
Hi.
watched
You tried to
last
get me
time.
canceled at the beginning.
She has not commented on this new development with Dramatic Potato at all. Zero. Hit a little close to home. I just want to say that.
Well, can I say something about Bitchy Knitter? After Kerry and I were talking yesterday, you know, when I mentioned about Andrea Mowry and what she's been up to, Bitchy Knitter, about an hour after that live, suddenly announced that she'd only just found out about Andrea Mowry and what she was up to. So she's definitely, or he is definitely watching everything I do, which is quite funny. Because 2 weeks ago, she knew so much about what we'd talked about. It was obvious that she'd been sat there writing notes and writing down what
They had more points than I did after being involved in it. I was surprised how knowledgeable people are that don't actually watch. But anyway.
We are the true knitting news channel. Cutting edge. Even the opposition watches us.
They do.
I still want the opposition to come on. Bitchy Knitter, unveil yourself. Come join us. We would love to have you.
Yeah, stop being a faceless troll, you coward. If you stand by everything you say, show your face. I've been saying that
Wow,
for years.
Tina.
Yeah.
Tina, don't hold back.
I would. I'm gonna. I don't know much about Bitchy Knitter, but I'll say this: among the many lies that Dramatic Potato has posted about me, one of the funniest and most bizarre was a tweet that said, "Bitchy Knitter is Carrie Smith's best friend." And I was like, I have no idea who this person is. I don't even know if they're male or female. And the only times they've ever interacted with me are to attack me and criticize me on Twitter. I think she was.
I think you're cute.
I think she was drunk that night, but it was like such a weird attack. It was like, okay.
Well, I have the other way around, and I think it's really weird when someone who hates you actually sends you a little bit of information about somebody else who hates you. So Bitchy Knitter shared something that showed that the what's it called again? The potato. What's it called?
Potato.
Dramatic Potato. That Dramatic Potato had been harassing me for quite some time under a pseudonym, and it had a Dramatic Potato picture. And for a Bitchy Knitter to actually expose her, it was kind of like, oh, thanks for that, Bitchy. I owe you one for that, Bitchy Knitter. Thank you.
I was assuming that it's a she, but if not, that's fine. But sometimes she can be fair. That's not often. It's like a clock is right, broken clock is right twice a day sort of thing. But every once in a while, it's like, okay, fair point on that one. The rest of them are terrible.
Well, I saw back when we were accused of being each other's best friends. She
like, let's get bracelets.
She or he posted something on the parody account to the effect of also being like, "What the fuck?" Like, no, I didn't say anything, but I wanted to be like, "Yeah, I feel you." I hope you're not offended. Anyway.
Oh, so Tina, now I've been the victim of Dramatic Potato. Do I get a colourway?
You did? Wait, I missed it. What happened with you?
Yeah.
With me?
He just said that Bitchy Knitter sent him evidence that he was being, one of his accounts that was stalking him was looked like it was run by.
Oh, I do remember that. Sorry. I'm new. I was reading comments, trying to keep up on all of it. But Carrie, I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
So you get people on your show. You have a bigger audience than we do. You get people on your show that don't agree with you. How do you get them to come on? Ann and I ask, and nobody wants to come on and talk to us that doesn't agree with us.
Oh, well, I've only talked to like 2 people that I would say are very well. One who's explicitly social justice warrior, Jangles. He goes by SJW Debates, and that's just because he's open to it. And there are not a lot of people in that ideology who are open to talking with you across the aisle. It's a fundamentalist sort of belief system, so that makes him pretty rare. I met him through doing the Better Discourse conferences that Myth Inform puts on. That's the whole purpose, is they want to bring people together who have very different ideas and belief systems and have conversations. So he likes to debate. And so the time that I talked to him, I told him ahead of time, I don't debate. Like, I like to watch people who are good at that, but I just like to have a conversation. So that's what we'll do. And he wants to come back on my new channel now. So I'm going to have him on. Thank you for reminding me, because I owe him an email. I want to have him back on the show. But then recently I had Hunter Avalone on, and he had said, maybe I could have you on my channel. And I was like, well, I didn't know much about him, so I wasn't sure if I should do it or not. But I looked him up a little bit, and I was sort of thinking, I don't care if you have a different ideology, even an ideology that, if I think that ideology is evil, I don't. If I think you're a sincere person and you're in this bad ideology because you think it's something good, then I do want to talk to you. And so that was sort of an attempt with Hunter to see, is he sincere? Or did he really leave the right for the left? And I thought it went well. I mean, it's kind of the conversations I have off camera with people. I end up talking to people who disagree with me a lot more off camera than I do on camera. So it's a little rambling.
It's less pressure for that. You can have more of a calm, honest debate if there's not necessarily a camera in your face.
Exactly. But maybe I should do more of them on camera, because then it's sort of a demonstration of like, look, you can talk to people. You can.
Right.
If they have to be willing. He was willing. He was great. He was open to doing it. And then you just have to kind of, it's well, I mean, you can't have it be about you're so wrong and I'm so right about everything, and let me just hit you with all these statistics. Like, that doesn't work. It's more about asking the questions and having them explain things, and then like genuinely listening. That's why I couldn't even look at Chad on that one, because I had to be paying attention to him so closely to see where is it that I can say, oh, well, we have this in common, but what about this? And yeah.
Ann and I have been wanting to have some people on, because there are, I mean, especially in knitting, there's a very big divide, and it's one of those things we want to talk to the people on the other side, because, maybe we aren't totally right about everything. Maybe there's something that we do have common ground on, but I think there's too scared to even like give us the opportunity to try to get in the middle, because then they can't vilify us.
Well, are there any knitters who do shows like this who are social justice knitters who you think might be good people but in a bad belief system?
No, they're all bad.
Oh.
Well, there you go. They're all bad.
Yeah, drop the truth bomb.
I know one who's good.
Then that's the one I would try to talk to.
I've tried to. I actually contacted this person and begged them to come on and said, look, I know we don't agree. But as with everything, they were afraid that their business would be destroyed if they were seen talking to me.
Yes.
And I had to respect that, even though I don't respect it, if you know what I mean. It's kind of silly, but it's the fear I think those people have. Because I think many of those people agree with us secretly. Because I get so many messages saying, look, I can't let anybody know who I am. I just want to say thank you for what you're doing. And it's surprising who some of those people are. There's been a couple of big names, and I've never told anybody. I've never told any of you guys either, because, just in case it got out, I'd rather they weren't found out. But yeah, there's only a small group of the idiots, but they just seem to have so much power over all the others. I think the others are all fence sitters and just scared.
I think that's a huge part of the problem, is that we live in a culture of cowardice. It's like everybody's so afraid to open their mouths and stand up for the truth, or just even say an unpopular opinion. It's like, you know what? I'm going to be unpopular right now. I can't stand the Beatles. Like, come at me, you know?
What?
Like, Rolling Stones girl all the freaking way. But like, you know, people won't even say something like that as, you know, as inoffensive as
He's having a meltdown.
Can I talk about the Rolling Stones for a second?
What?
Hang on. Before you go off into Rolling Stones, reading the super chat.
Yeah.
about to get
And
kicked off.
that's what I was going to say. BS loves us, apparently. Thanks. Hi. And we have been talking about having a deplorable knitting retreat. It's just one of those things that it's going to have to happen in a while. We figure out where and when. And because I'm in New York, Anne's in South Dakota, we got to find somewhere in the middle. And
I think
It's a
Texas
whole
is a
bunch.
good idea.
Texas is not in the middle of either of us.
I will always vote for Texas. There's a
I think you should all come to Manchester.
Yeah, no, Neil, not the middle.
Yeah, that's like the opposite of the middle.
That's like
the
really
middle
far
for
from
me.
all of us.
Anne's already
Right.
halfway, isn't she? So come on, you know, let's meet Anne halfway, which is Manchester.
I think that's between you and Anne. I can't be involved in that.
Oh, and Mari's in the chat too. So hi,
Hi, Mari.
Thank you,
I wanted.
Mari.
What?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Oh,
Mari
no,
likes my sweater.
I cut you off, Anne, earlier.
Oh, I was going to say that in Bitchy Knitter's comments that there was a lady, I forget whose name it was, but she said that she's like, oh, I almost took them up on their offer, but they'd probably, you know, like cut it off or edit it weird. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I
We
probably
don't.
should have replied there, but no. But she also said she said, well, what about this story? And it's a story that had been circling around about this woman who her baby had died and she still had to part of the premise of the story was that she had to carry her dead child and, you know, give birth to this, and she was screaming because of the emotional trauma, and this was all because of the Texas abortion ban. Okay, that's medical malpractice and has nothing to do with an abortion ban. But this story was going around and there was a lot of fuss, and it was properly debunked later. But even so, that it was, you know, one of those stories like, oh yeah, they would be really afraid to hear about this. And it's like, hang on, wait 5 minutes. Yeah, it's not real.
That's like the story with the 10-year-old rape victim, and it's like, okay, something is off about this, and we know something is going to come out eventually. So, you know, everybody's up in arms screaming about it, but just give it a couple days, and either it's going to be like, oh, this was a hoax, or oh, okay, well, it turns out it's probably real, but there's some really fishy stuff going on there. So, yeah.
Yeah, and since that came out, nobody's talking about it. Isn't that funny how now that it doesn't fit the narrative, it's just gone away?
Yeah.
I
it's like-
mean, you would
it's
think
almost
they
like
would still be
it happened.
concerned about it.
Yeah.
I wanted to add something.
As Rush Limbaugh used to say.
I wanted to add something to what Neil was saying about the person who said they might consider coming on a show, but they're too afraid of what their friends would say if they appeared with you. And that's why I have to give a lot of props to people like SJW Debates, Jangles. His name is Justin. Because every time he does one of these conferences, the Better Discourse Conference, where you come and the whole goal, again, is to have people of all different ideologies or opinions there. And he's one of the few who will come consistently. And every time he does, he gets called all kinds of names by his own tribe on Twitter. They come after him. There's one lady in particular on Twitter. She's always like, why are you appearing with these fascists and these white supremacists, and trying to shame him and make him feel terrible by guilt by association with people who are not even those things that she's saying. But I hate everything about that. And but I love that he's so strong that he will come and he will still have the conversation. And he always says to them, well, somebody needs to, you know, engage, like speak with them and tell them, like, from his point of view, what the right ideology is, I guess, or the right opinions are, right? But that's rare.
I think it shows a lot of integrity on his part, because if you firmly believe what you're saying, and if you really, you know, you have your views, you've reasoned with yourself about them, you've challenged them, and then you're like, okay, these are my views, this is what I believe in. I'm going to go speak about them and I'm going to defend them. I mean, that's a lot of integrity right there. You know, I have a lot of respect for that.
Me too.
Yep.
That's true.
But I think that Carrie's got a really good point. They're so intolerant of anybody who isn't in lockstep that if they even come and talk to people that are on a different wavelength, they're going to get shunned by their own group, and nobody wants that.
Yeah, it's like they get tainted somehow because they talk to a wrong thinker.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
like
instead of just shouting us down.
You know, and I will say, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was just going to say it's something that we've talked a lot about before, that it's like, okay, if I said that my best friend was a trans activist, would anybody on this panel say, well, Anne, you're out unless you dump them?
Absolutely not. I would have a lot of questions, though. I would want to know. I'd be like, all right, so, you know, have you talked to your friend about this? Like, you know, what does your friend believe? What do you mean by trans activist exactly? You know, like, how exactly is that defined? And, you know, I would just have a lot of questions because my experience with trans activists is, well, I can think back to a couple months ago. I think, Carrie, you had gotten into something with some trans activists on Twitter, and then I jumped in, and whoever it was just like vitriolic, off the walls, freaking unhinged, like blah, 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 blah. And just, it was like, you can't even, there was no chance for a conversation there. Like, there was just absolutely no room to say one thing that was, like, you couldn't even ask a question. It wasn't even an issue of, this is your view, this is mine. It was just the person would not even engage in an actual conversation because they had decided that anybody who wasn't like them was literally the devil, and we do not engage with these people. We just belittle them and scream at them until they go away and block us or something. And it was like, you can't.
Those are the ones that are a waste of time, and unless it's online and there's an audience who might be on the fence watching.
Yeah.
And otherwise, it's like talking to that kind of person is, you can't. They've got all these defenses up that prevents. They're not really talking to you. They're just talking at you.
Yes,
and throwing magic. Yeah, until they get you to go away. I'll be right back. I just have to tell these electricians they can start.
No problem.
The one I'd really like to interview is Fleecing the Disturbed. I would love to have a conversation with her.
She will never speak to us because
we're the wrong color.
Well, yeah, I mean,
speak to white people, does she?
I don't think she has a good argument, and she knows it.
Right, and if everything you talk about is about race, and you belittle people because of what their race is, that's something people have no control over. So you just immediately despise people just based on something they have no control of. I can't take you seriously anyway. It's a bunch of nonsense.
I think it's funny that she, I've only seen one of her videos, but first of all, she's talking about Chris Rock's proximity to whiteness and his privileges. But like, okay, but I mean, was that in reference to the Will Smith slap?
Yeah.
Because okay, so Will Smith doesn't have all the same privileges and stuff.
What it was about, though, there was lots of layers to it. So it was all about his wife. I've forgotten her name. What's she called? Jada. So it was all about her, and it was about her hair, and it was about black women's hair being weaponized against them, and that he was being, a great husband by defending her, because so many white people, attack black women because of their hair. They're not allowed to have their hair the way they want in the workplace, and blah blah blah. And Chris Rock is obviously just one step away from being an evil white man for even mentioning it. And Will Smith was obviously, the sacred violence of black people by hitting, and defending his wife's honor.
Who laughed at the joke before he went up there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got to look
for
his wife.
Yeah, and then his wife looked at him because she wears the pants, and
for sure.
He went up and.
I just want to point out this nugget of wisdom from Anne's dad. Sometimes you need a drama enema. You need to divorce the problems you aren't even married to. So thank you for that.
Dad always showing me up with the one-liners.
Words of wisdom, and now we know where Ian gets it from.
Take my
Yes.
knitting to go.
Anne's putting us in touch, aren't you, Anne?
I am.
So
So you can.
I'll be able
you
to
can
find out all Anne's deepest, darkest secrets from when she was a young kid, and I'll be able to tell you all. I won't. No.
Oh yeah. But no, they have very similar music tastes, and I've been like, Dad's been like, oh, ask him about this because he probably would have seen these bands, and I'm like, look, I'm not knowledgeable here. Just talk amongst yourselves.
But somebody pointed out that Chris Rock did do a documentary about black hair, so the whole thing is kind of a bizarre situation anyway with that.
Also, we have a law in this country now about black hairstyles. Like, you literally cannot discriminate or, do whatever to black women based on their hair now, right? Like, we have that law. So I'm pretty sure we're probably the only country in the world, I would imagine, that has that law. So, yeah. Just she should be okay, but she's moving to Canada, so if that's so important to her, why is she moving to Canada where they don't have that law?
Why is she moving to the whitest part of Canada is my question.
I have a theory.
It's the safest because it's the widest.
Who's moving?
It's
Disturbing
in
the
Georgia. What's that big city in Georgia? Atlanta. I did a bit of research, and I think there are 125 gangs in Atlanta. And I think she's moving so that her sons don't get involved in the gangs.
Who is
That's a
this?
valid point.
Fleecing the disturbed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But she's moving to like Victoria, which has like 0.9% black population, and it
Oh,
just
she's moving to the island. The island of Vancouver, is she?
I don't know. I thought it was
Victoria's the
Victoria,
island,
but I'm
isn't
not certain. But if you're so worried about how horrible white people are, I just don't understand why you would move there.
Well, if she
It
moves to
doesn't-
Victoria, Victoria is more English than England. I've been there myself, and it's got the old red buses, the London buses. It's got the old post boxes and the telephone boxes. It's like she hates English people, so why would you go and live there?
Well, is this person like super woke?
Oh, yeah.
Super woke.
Okay,
Well,
so
she makes her money.
well, so the benefit of being one of the only black people in a place that's mostly white people, if you're woke, is that if the white people are woke, then you can kind of be a high priestess of the community.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
That's
They're like
interesting.
put you on a pedestal.
Isn't this the
Yeah.
same woman who says that she needs to be paid $60 an hour
Yeah.
to inform white people? She could
Yeah.
do that everywhere. It'd be great. Get that Canadian money, which isn't worth quite as much as American money, but still, she can raise her rates.
Don't worry. Biden's working to make it all equal soon, so it'll be fine.
Wait, is this the woman who said that when black and brown people destroy private property, it's sacred?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Oh, I didn't know that one.
When I saw that, I couldn't believe it. It was like a gift. It was like, oh, thank you for that. That was just like,
She
how
also
could you
called
say that?
white students who are in gifted programs, she compared them to dogs, which if I ever compared any black person to a dog, I would be shouted off the internet. But because she is who she is, she can say whatever she wants. Doesn't matter how
She
racist it is.
particularly hates white women more than
Really,
anybody else.
a lot.
You women are the problem.
You can compare me to this doggy.
Tiger! I love you, Tiger. You're my favorite Marxist.
He's sitting in here so he doesn't bark at the guys working.
He's not just barking, he's telling them how to do their jobs.
He's okay barking. He just wants to say a few things, doesn't he?
Yep. Tree says that our friend Fleecing the Disturb better not go hiking in the woods there because she's too scared to go hiking because of white people.
What?
Yeah, that was actually something she said. She would like to hike, but she can't because white people. So
I know I'm saying this as someone on the internet, on a live show, on an internet show and everything, but there's a lot of things you don't have to say in public. Ever. One of them is that you're afraid of hiking because of white people. Maybe you should just keep that to yourself.
Do you think she's sincere? Like, is she one of the people that's really believes, like, kind of believes a lot of this scare propaganda that's going on. Do you think she's sincerely afraid of white people hiking, or is she?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so
I
either.
think that she says it because her it's that they expect her to, and she's got a lot of white people that follow her that truly believe all the things she's saying, and I think it's more of like a propaganda machine.
Yeah, I think if the tide turned and we were the ones that were in the majority, I think she would have flipped and be charging $60 an hour to say exactly the opposite to what she's saying now. I think it's just that she's quite clever in a way. She's jumped on the zeitgeist, She's, that's what I did with What's Its Yarn, wasn't it, in the first issue of Blocked? Show me on the doll where Christy Glass hurt you.
Yep. Show me on the skein.
You guys, I just want to tell you I'm excited because it's all coming back to me now.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
How many rows have you done? Can you count the rows yet?
Oh, I don't know if I have that ability. It looks like 5.
Cool.
2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm getting a bit scared about this speed test because I've got a feeling I'm going to be the slowest and slower than Kerry as well. So
I think we should have 2 different categories, like continental versus English, right? Like pickers versus throwers. Because
I'm Portuguese style, so I think there should be a separate style.
Holy cow! Okay, all right, yes.
That's in their division.
That means I'm the fastest in my category.
Yeah, there's no way that, I as a thrower, there's no way I could do 68 stitches per minute. That's just like...
Yeah, who are we timing this week?
Yeah. Sorry, say that again.
I said, who are we going to time this week?
Practicing.
Are we all going to do it? Wasn't we going to get Tabitha to time
I think we got to throw up our leaderboard.
Ugh.
Or maybe, have I been saying it wrong this whole time? Because I say it's leaderboard. Is that not the term? I want to be extra sure.
No, that's the term, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it is now. You have now coined it.
Oh, good. Because I'm like, oh man, am I being an idiot online just after I said that you shouldn't?
Wombat of Doom has just said she's Portuguese style as well, so we'll have to get Wombat on to.
What's Portuguese style? Is that why your yarn's around your neck?
Yeah.
I've never seen such a thing in all my life.
Yeah, you put it around your neck like that.
They also have pins too, I think, that you can use, like little pins that you can loop the yarn through.
I don't use them though because I'm not that I'm really strong or anything. I'm not just saying this, but if I use the pins, I must grip it so hard that it ends up pulling my shirt out here somewhere, and I just look
no.
So I put it around my neck, and then all you do. Oh, it's hard. I can't really show you here. It's hard to see, isn't it? You put the. I'm showing you, and it's not even. You can't see. You just flick the yarn over with your thumb.
Oh.
That's all you do. So
That's
your hand
interesting.
will stay the same, and the only thing that moves is your thumb.
Yeah,
The only reason I do this style is because I had carpal tunnel, and I couldn't knit anymore doing the style that I used before. And then this takes away all the pressure because the tension is completely in the yarn and not in your hands.
That's good to know because, with the amount I knit, Lord knows I'm going to get carpal tunnel in like 5 days.
Well, it's really good. If you can knit 2 styles, try so that you're kind of alternating because it just gives your hands a break. Because if you've not had carpal tunnel, it is really painful and really awkward because you drop things, because your hands are kind of tingling and shaking.
Oh, that's
terrible. I gotta say, so after the one, so I'm knitting a pair of gloves. After the one I did, and I'll go ahead and put it on. So they're almost compression gloves because it's a twisted rib. And I'm like, oh yeah, these are nice tight gloves, aren't they nice? And there's
cute.
Oh, those are gorgeous.
Those are real nice.
Yeah, and I really like them with the Kyle Rittenhouse yarn. So
Nice.
But it's a Chicken Lady's FAAFO colorway, which was created after he was acquitted. So I thought a pair of gloves was fitting.
I came up with that colorway name, by the way. I won the poll.
That's right. You did choose it. But anyway, so and then the pattern here, some actual yarn journalism here. It's the His and Hers gloves by Fingertip Pattern, and it was on Etsy. And it's a really great pattern, even though it was for fingering weight yarn, and this is DK. But anyways, connecting this all to carpal tunnel, so it's really tightly knit because of that. And I slipped this on and I'm like, oh, this is actually really nice. And then I'm like, oh, they're compression gloves. They're helping the wrist pain that I didn't know I had.
Nice.
Oh, man. Now I'm concerned.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
I like
So
that.
I want to tell you though that I did not know what FAAFO stood for, and I had
Yeah,
to
I
look
don't
it
know.
up, and
I
I
have no
felt
idea.
so dumb. You want to know
What
what
do
it
you
stands
mean?
for? Fuck
Oh,
around and find out. But I had no idea, and here I am, la, 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 and I'm like, oh my good lord.
Yeah. Like on one hand, like, look, man, gotta say the colorway name. It's if you want to find it, it's on her website, and it's awesome.
It's actually, I think, a last chance yarn. So if anybody was thinking about getting it, make sure you check it out.
I thought it was fancy animals and fancy owners.
No.
No.
No. It's the Kyle Rittenhouse color, so it makes sense once you know the deal.
Tina, how many people do you think buy yarn for the name rather than the colour?
Yeah, there's
Tabitha just buys yarn. I don't think there needs to be an explanation there.
I think it's definitely one of the most fun things about hand-dyed yarn is that you can really get creative with the names and really you put a lot of intention into the yarn and it means more than just a skein of yarn. I mean, I just did a whole video on my last collection, like what everything meant and whatever. And it wasn't as humorous as the Yarn Against Fuckery collection, but I think if you have a good yarn with a good name that resonates with people, they're gonna just snap it up just like that, even if it's not their favorite colorway. I mean, speaking for myself, yeah. When Countess Ablaze was still in business, and this was before everything went woke and weird. She had a colorway called Tina from some movie. I don't know. Apparently, it had to do with a car or something, and totally not my favorite colorway. But I was like, well, it literally has my name on it, so I guess I have to buy it. So, yeah.
Countess Blaze was from Manchester, so I met her a couple of times, and she is the most woke person I've ever met.
Oh God!
And we had a huge email spat over the EU.
Wow.
So she was going crazy and basically blaming us coming out of the EU for things going wrong in her business. And it's like, no, at that point we hadn't even come out of the EU. We were still voting and everything. Yeah, she was incredibly woke. I mean, she employed a load of people, and then not long after she went bust. And what she was doing, she was trying to have too many people, paying them a living wage, and then she couldn't afford to do it. And her yarn went really expensive at the end. Way above.
Yeah. People forget that you have to be able to afford it. But Ellie Mae's saying that Anne's really fast knitting, and so good luck beating her. I got news. We timed Tabitha last time, and she's faster. I think she's faster than most of us. So I think we're all going to have trouble.
I actually did a bit of practice today, and
gee.
Okay. I did not get as fast as Tabitha in my practice, though it was driving me nuts because I'm like, oh no, and I'm like knit fast, and I was dropping stitches and stuff. So it's like,
I would like to point out that I did that on the fly with no practice. It was just thrown at me. So
exactly.
No practice. You're never not knitting. You're always practicing.
All day, every day, just practicing.
I've had another idea for another competition as well, which is inspired by you again, Tabitha, is how many stitches you can knit with your eyes closed without making a mistake.
I've been knitting this whole time.
Well, are you just talking about stockinette or following a pattern? Because that's two different things.
Stockinette or garter. I think it's too complicated to follow a pattern, isn't it?
Here.
Oh.
What a show off. Who invited her?
Wow, overachiever. Okay.
Wombat wants to know if you flick Tabitha.
I guess.
I don't know what you're doing.
I'm
You're a
picky.
picker, so you continental. I flick. That's why I'm slow.
It's a flicker. Is that when you throw it like this?
Yeah, like I go around. You know, you
That's
go
how I do
in
color work, but I don't.
Ah, it
and
might
go
you might
around.
be a flicker. A flicker, you do like a lever motion with your finger. If you're wrapping it around, that's throwing. It's slightly different, isn't it? So I'm trying to see what you're doing there.
You can't go
I think
slow.
you're a thrower.
I in
I
the
can't go
hole,
throw.
around, down, and out.
Can't stop, won't stop.
How do you knit, Kerry? Let's see.
Oh, you're muted,
Sorry.
Carrie.
Oh,
Let's see, Carrie.
I can't remember if it's
The floor is yours.
the continental method or the English one. But I go behind like that, and then and then pull it over and go like
English. You're a thrower.
That's English.
It's English.
Yep, that's what
But
I do.
when I was back when I did knit, you know, like 10 years ago, when I made a lot of scarves, I did get to the point where I could do it in the dark, like at a movie theater, but I had bulky yarn, which was easier, I think,
Yeah.
than this. This is really tight, it seems. But I don't think I could ever go that fast.
I think Kerry's a better knitter than I am. No, I do, because I have to look. I can only do about 4 or 5 stitches without looking.
Yeah, I used to like it was cathartic. I don't know why I quit. I used to like, you know, if you went to the movies and then you had your hands were doing something while you're watching, you know, and it works a different part of your brain, doesn't it? So
Yep.
you can still pay attention to something, but have that part of your brain like. I guess in the ensuing years, what I would do instead is like whenever I'd be on a business call, I would sweep. I would straighten up around the house. You know what I mean? So that part of your brain is doing something,
That's
polishing
funny.
furniture.
But I like it that you hang out with the knitters and now you've picked it up again. Like you
Yeah.
can't hang out with us and not do it. It's just a thing.
It's kind of it took you guys getting me on this show for me to pick them up.
Good.
Nice.
And now the bitchy knitters can't say that you're not a knitter because you are a knitter.
Did she say that?
Yes.
Oh,
She did. When? I
Just
missed it.
recently.
does she
said
talk
that.
about me?
Yeah, she does.
See, I'm not on
You guys
Twitter.
are
I missed it.
friends.
Yeah.
But
you
what
are
do you?
best
I
friends.
thought we were best friends, bitchy knitter.
She's just out there with a boombox inside your house. Carrie, we're not friends, but
I don't have a problem with her or him. I mean, I don't really know enough about them to have a problem. Oh, sorry. I'm going to mute myself for just a minute.
Oh.
No, she made a comment about how you and your last, not Neil, but I think the guest before that, because you guys introduced yourselves like Kamala Harris did. And
Oh,
so,
like we did.
yeah. And so she's like, she's so insensitive and she's, you know, people with disabilities and, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like waiting for her to talk about dramatic potatoes, sexual predator thing. No, she's busy saying that you're insensitive. But silence,
Where does she say these things? On Twitter?
yeah.
On Twitter, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, apparently, what was it? Kerry is. She said she was insensitive to anybody that was different to her. I think she said, didn't she, or something?
yeah.
He called her a huge asshole. I was like, wow, really? Carrie's a huge
Look,
asshole?
The people I know who are quote unquote differently abled don't need coddling, and especially when it's for your own virtue signaling. And there were people in the chat even who were like, I'm crippled and I love to introduce myself that way. Do you know what I mean? Like the thing with the social justice people, like I guess Bitchy Knitter, is, you know, get outside your comfort zone. If you've never met a trans person or a deaf person or a blind person who disagrees with you, or a black person who disagrees with you, who disagrees with social justice, then you live in a very sheltered bubble. And you actually don't have a diverse group of friends. So I'm sure you have lots of trans people in your social circle who agree with social justice ideology, but do you know any who don't? Like, get
I used to work with a
outside.
blind guy, and there was one day where I said, "Oh, you know, you see what I mean, don't you?" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't mean that. Sorry." And they thought it was hilarious. You know, it's just a turn of phrase, isn't it?
My oldest daughter is actually, she's legally blind, and she got in trouble at school for telling blind jokes because she was accused of making fun of the ableist or being able. So she's like, fuck, I am legally blind. Back off.
Oh my God.
And her best friend is deaf, and so they were telling horrible jokes back and forth to each other, and they both got in trouble.
So we see no evil, hear no evil.
Oh my God.
I'll have to find a mute friend, and then they can all get together. A very difficult time.
Did you hear about Beyonce and I can't remember, is it Lizzo, the really big fat lady that sings? They've both had to take out the word spaz from their songs because too many people were offended by it. I think I've broken the floor again.
Are
Because
spazzes a protected group?
Sorry,
Everyone's spoken.
The headline says Beyonce has to remove ableist slur. I'm like, wow, what did Beyonce say? So spaz then.
Spaz, yeah. Well, I think the N word's okay still. I think you can still think
the
about
Lizzo song was like women murdering people. Like murder, as far as offense goes, killing somebody is probably more offensive than calling someone a spaz. I'm just saying.
She's actually re-recording the song because I think it's an older song. I don't know what it is. Don't ask me because I can't name any of her songs at all.
You don't listen to her, Neil? I thought you did.
Beyonce.
It's right next to all
that Beyonce is that video she did where she was
now.
Sorry, Anne, what was that?
No, that your Beyonce is right next to all your Beatles albums that you're holding tighter now that Tina tagged them.
I really liked her Lemonade album. So I wasn't really a fan of hers until that's really the only album I like, Beyonce's. And I thought it was just really brilliant in so many ways because she brought together different musical genres on one album. So there's like a country influenced song. There's a like a hard rock influenced song that she does with Jack White. Like she just to have one album with so many different kinds of songs, the influences, and then also to do it as a story album, which is the way that sometimes in the 70s you would get these story albums where it unfolds from start to finish with a story that's told in order. So if you listen to the album, it's like a whole story of the path of grief and redemption and coming back to her husband who cheated at the end, but like all the stages of grief. And the video that came with it I thought was beautifully done, where it was like a movie. You're watching a movie with the music as the background of all of those grief stages. And anyway, that's what I have to say.
My
about
homework
Beyonce
for the next 2 weeks then is I'm going to listen to Lemonade.
Okay.
I'm going to watch The Princess Diaries. No, The Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
Oh, okay.
Princess Diaries would also be really funny if you watched them. That'd be pretty hilarious.
And actually,
Princess and Bride
even better than listening to Lemonade, Neil, watch the video because it's like a movie, and you'll listen to the whole. It's the album. It's a non-stop music video that just goes from song to song, like in order.
And amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Great.
And then we'll watch the Big Lebowski and we have a real refresher.
Yeah.
So, Neil, we were in a group chat and we were trying to get Neil to watch The Princess Bride. Somebody says it's inconceivable. And he doesn't want to watch it because it's got the words princess and bride in the title. And like,
so it's clearly a chick movie.
Obviously. And
like,
it is so
really
not. And I was trying to explain it to him. And one of my favorite quotes from that movie is that you keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means, because people call me like racist and stuff all the time. And that's like my favorite response. Like, I don't think you know what that word means.
But The Princess Bride, it's titled that, but she is such a non-player character. It's all like adventure and action and everything. And she's just kind of there as part of the plot. It's like, I don't know, there's a chick in it. I can't do it.
I'll watch it, I promise, I will.
All right, next time we're on here, you better report.
Okay, do you want me to tell you the whole story just to prove I've watched it?
You don't have to tell us the whole story, but if you watch it, we'll know.
And read the plot.
Many a teenage boy has been able to recite The Princess Bride backwards and forwards and back again. So,
I don't know those teenage boys, but good luck.
I want to say one more thing about lemonade and why it's so great. Okay.
Carrie's just over there knitting and thinking about lemonade.
You know, I get my brain works in this, like I'll get stuck on something. The other reason it was now you see what my husband puts up with, like an hour later, I'm like, you know what else about lemonade? Is the way that she released it was also the marketing. It was genius. She did not do the old fashioned way. She didn't even tell you it was coming out. She just dropped the whole movie on iTunes with no fanfare, no announcement. So it's like, what happened? What's out? Everyone's freaking out. It was genius. I'm sure that there were people working with her who were like, you can't do this. You have to tell people. You have to do a press release. She's like, no, I'm going to do the anti-press release. Like, yep. I'm going to just not tell anyone and just dump it, right? And that ended up working because no one had really done that before. So, okay, I've done my TED Talk on why lemonade was great.
Oh, it's okay.
Anyway, Kate Bush.
And then, in the same vein, you guys were talking about Kate Bush, and I was like, hey, Neil, have you seen this Dan Basque cover? And DK has been saying, stop with that guy you're obsessed with. I'm like, no, he's brilliant. He does the best musical
He is
covers.
brilliant, and I gotta say, he's very easy on the eyes, too. I do not mind watching his videos at all, but that's just me.
He's the guy who does the Friday Night Tights intro. But
I'm going to be hanging out with those guys this Friday.
Cool.
Well, if
I've
you
been
see
keeping up with
him,
the anime Matsuri stuff. That's really neat.
does he go on it or no? He just does the intro.
He's been on before. I've never been on with him.
You can put on a good word for us. Maybe he'll come on our show. I don't know what we would talk about, but you know,
he's
we'll work it
Kate
out.
Bush. We can talk about Kate Bush.
Why are we talking about Kate Bush? Did I miss something?
Watch the show Kerry and I did yesterday, and then you'll know.
Okay, I have been up to my eyeballs in nonsense that is not knitting and not news related. I've had stupid things doing in my life, so I will get on it when there's time someday. But
can we come back to why Tina doesn't like the Beatles? Because this is also bothering me.
It's not really that I don't like the Beatles. I do like some of their songs. I feel like they're overhyped for what they are, but the main sticker in this, and I know my boyfriend is watching this, so hi, Thad. He hears me rant about this all the freaking time. John Lennon is a pinko commie bastard, and I hope he's suffering in hell right now. He was a wife-beating freaking commie, and it just kind of tainted my whole view towards the band. Like, just
imagine all the people.
Yeah, cringe. That song, I hate that song.
That song
so
is
much.
enough to be like, yeah, it was
It's
a
a
mistake.
beautiful song, though. Lyrics aside, I do like the song musically.
If it wasn't about communism, it would be like a really great wonder. And you know, before I was old enough to like really understand what it was about, I thought it was a great song. You know, I was a total hippie when I was a teenager. I you know, love peace and hair grease and all that stuff. And yeah, and then I got older and started kind of having my own red pill moments and whatnot, and finally just I think it was maybe like 8-10 years ago, I was just like, you know what? Fuck the Beatles. I don't know.
I don't know. I kind of got to that point. Okay, not a big Beatles fan, but the fact that they graffitied Shakespeare's window because they thought they were as big as Shakespeare. Yeah, screw those guys. Each and every one of them.
Wow, I didn't know that. See, that's one more reason in my
they
arsenal.
were bigger than Jesus, weren't they? In America,
Well, that too, the Bible or what did he say? We're more popular than Jesus or the Bible or something.
We're bigger than Jesus, and in America there was a huge campaign, wasn't there, to destroy all the albums, and there was scenes of them throwing the albums on fires.
Which,
that being said, I do
silly,
respect them as songwriters. I do respect them as musicians and songwriters. It's kind of like how, okay, so I freaking love Billy Joel. I know a lot of people that don't like Billy Joel, but they're still like, you know, but he knows how to write a song. Like he can he can tell his story. It's, you know, I just don't like his style. And it's like, you know, that's fair. That's totally fair.
Okay, mine is I love Billy Joel. The one that I don't like that a lot of people seem to like is Bob Dylan. He can't sing, and I don't understand why people like it so much.
There's that one song, Desolation Row, that I got really into for a while, but I think it's like 10 minutes and 32 seconds long or something. And it's like, so I really liked it the first few times I heard it. And then it's like after the 10th time it comes on shuffle, you're like, okay, shut up now.
Yeah, I don't have time for that. I don't know about you.
Yeah, that and like that Cat Power song about Willie Dead Wilder or something, and just like, no, that's 17 minutes. Shut up. Just stop.
Tina, you know, you said you like the Rolling Stones.
Yes.
There's been a documentary released. I don't know whether it's worldwide or just here, and it was about the Rolling Stones, and they've erased one of the band members from it as if he didn't exist. Any guesses on which one?
Wait, what?
So they've done a documentary.
Uh-huh.
One of the band members was not even mentioned, and they didn't explain why.
Brian Jones?
No.
Oh, see, I'm not like a huge like fangirl. I just kind of listen to the music, so like I haven't been following along like the drama or anything, so I don't.
It might put you off the Rolling Stones when I tell you.
Did they go woke?
It was Bill Wyman, and he had an affair and then later married a 12-year-old girl.
Holy cow! Wow. Okay.
She was called Mandy Smith. If you want to look it up, she was called Mandy Smith, and he later married her. And but then they've tried to erase him from the story because it doesn't fit, what they want to project anymore.
Well, something like that happened with the guy from Led Zeppelin, right? He kidnapped like a 14 or 15-year-old girl, I think.
He kidnapped her.
Huh? Well,
he kidnapped
I don't know how kidnappy it was.
Just a little bit of kidnap.
Consent. So it's whether the kid was down for it or the mom was down for it, it doesn't matter. They're not at the age of consent.
Yeah, exactly. So it was kidnappy, but not like really kidnappy. I mean, she might have consented, but it was still like, what the hell are you doing with this child?
So my husband has been on a Rolling Stones kick lately. His favorite band of all time, one of them is the Beatles, but he does also like the Stones. He's been really into them lately, and we were talking about, since you brought this up, just the other day, we were looking up the lyrics to Black Sugar. Now, Black Sugar is a song that really slaps, as the kids say. It's a great song. But I can't believe they haven't been canceled yet for the lyrics to this song. Have you read the lyrics?
Yeah, they've tried to cancel them for it, though, haven't they? They will no longer sing it live, so they're not allowed to sing it live anymore.
I mean, the lyrics are pretty gross. They're pretty racist.
I gotta look it up now.
Yeah, right. I don't know what it is either.
It's funny though. There's another song I'm surprised that hasn't been canceled yet. It's that song "Funky Cold Medina." There's a line in it about it's the 80s and I'm down with the ladies because Sheena was a man, so you got to make sure that the girl is pure for the Funky Cold Medina because he ain't messing around with the Oscar Mayer wiener.
Who's that guy?
I forgot about that. That song, yeah, that's old. That's when I was a kid, man.
Yeah. It came on my shuffle the other day and I was like, holy shit, why haven't they been canceled?
Maybe they have been. I mean, wasn't that like their only song anyway?
Probably, yeah.
So, I guess you don't really need to cancel a one-hit wonder. I mean, I could be wrong, but...
Here's some of the lyrics from Brown Sugar. Since Gold Coast slave ship bound for cotton fields, sold in the market down in New Orleans. Skydog's flavor knows he's doing all right. Hear him whip the women just around midnight. Brown Sugar.
I know this. Okay, I think you said Black Sugar initially, so I got confused.
Sorry, yeah. Brown Sugar. Brown Sugar. How come you taste so good? Brown Sugar, just like a young girl should. And it gets worse from there.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that the I only ever knew the chorus. I never listened to that first part. Like, holy cow, what the hell? Wow. And it was, I thought about it like the how come you taste so good just like a young girl should. Like, okay, that's a little creepy, dude. Like, but okay, so it's dirty old man rock and roll, whatever. But I don't think I ever paid attention to that.
Do you not think that they wrote it to kind of educate people a little bit? Because there's a song by the Stranglers, isn't there, called Golden Brown? And there's two views on what that's about. And it's about somebody brown being tied to the mast. But I think it's about marijuana or cannabis, the resin being brought over from the east. But it could also be about a brown girl being tied to the mast of the ship. It's hard to know what the actual thing is. Do you know the song?
No. Never
Look
heard
it
of
up.
it.
It's a good song, Stranglers. Golden Brown, it's called.
I have to look that one up too.
Well, brown
Marie
sugar.
said "Brown Girl in the Ring." Do you know that song?
No.
Brown girl in the ring, tra la 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 la. There's a brown girl in the ring. You don't know it?
No, but it's catchy. Gonna be singing it all night. I'm gonna have no idea why.
Wait until the cancel report comes out. They sing racist songs.
I was just thinking, I was like, oh man, somebody's tweeting right now. Oh wow, Tina from Awenid is like totally getting off on racist songs right now, and she's laughing about it.
Along the lines of what you were saying, Neil.
Sorry, what's that?
I said along the lines of what you were saying about different meanings. They have claimed over the years that the song could also be about heroin because brown sugar is a reference to heroin.
Yeah, because back in the 80s and 70s, it was probably worse to talk about heroin than it would be to talk about something that was racist, probably. Oh, Nick Buckery has said, "Are you sure the mast was on a ship?" No, I'm not sure. I don't know. We don't know what else that could be. Somebody tell me. Oh, Wombat just said her computer froze when I started singing. Was it a coincidence?
Well, we are an hour and a half in, so I think at some point somebody better be timed knitting.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Who's gonna go? Who's gonna go?
Okay, I'm almost ready. As soon as I flip around, I'll be ready to go.
Shall we all do it? Shall we all try and do it at the same time?
Are we all
Sure,
doing
do
it?
No, I think you need someone to time though. So
I'll time.
You already did it.
Hang on.
Okay, I've got 2 stitches on my needle already. Just a disclaimer there. So -2 off whatever my.
Okay, how long are we going for? A minute? Like you forced me?
A minute, yeah.
All right.
Sorry,
Everybody ready though? Carrie, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna count
who's
down
left
from
already?
5.
3.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh boy.
So since we're talking about knitting and music we grew up on, I grew up singing Kiss, and my favorite song when I was 3 was "Let's Put the X in Sex." Just, I hope I throw all y'all off now. And
So you can be the undisputed winner.
my mom would put her lip liner on our faces, so I'd have the star like Paul Stanley on my face.
You had a cool
You're trying to
mom.
distract us.
I have no idea why Paisley likes Nightmare Before Christmas and Dog the Bounty Hunter. It's quite the anomaly.
I also grew up listening to Ugly Kid Joe. I hate everything about you, but nobody knows that. All
I
right.
know that song only because one of the guys I used to work with was into it. And he was trying to tell me one day, he's like, "Yeah, you know that song,
Stop.
I
We're
Hate
done.
Everything About You."
We're done. We're done.
Oh geez. Oh man. That
Oh,
wasn't very long.
Sorry.
I've done badly.
I purposely put those facts in there to screw all y'all up. So
Sabotage.
I got 37.
I got 33.
31.
Well, at least I'm not last.
Well, I got 0 because there's a knot right here, and I can't get my needle through it.
Carrie, since you are our guest, we could probably redo you one.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I get through this not, we could do it again. I just can't.
I think we need to also do purling because purling's
No.
faster in Portuguese. So I
No.
might redeem myself.
No, curling is much slower in throwing, and no.
No, come on.
No. What was your number, Tabitha?
68.
Oh, geez, Louise. I was 30 short.
Tell my
39.
lowest.
59.
Wow.
Wow. Nice, Anne.
Can I
So
just?
we
I gotta-
write this down, don't we? So Tabitha, what were you?
68.
68 for Tabitha. Anne, you were
59.
59. Deplorable,
37.
37. Tina,
33.
and at the bottom, it's me with 31.
0. Me.
I
Well,
think we
you're
need
going to get a
16.
redo, Carrie. That's
Yeah,
not
Okay.
fair.
Can I
Really
just
wants to get
skip?
yourself-
If I have one stitch that's just impossible, can I just skip it and drop it?
Go
Yep.
ahead.
Okay, perfect.
But
You can
see,
do whatever you want because it's your project.
Sweet.
There's no
Okay, I'm ready to
mistake.
go.
Only happy accidents.
I'm ready to go. I dropped that knotted,
All right.
knotted one.
Okay. Tabitha, are you still on the
I'm
timing?
ready. Are we ready?
Yes.
5, 4,
Wait, are we all going? What?
3,
Are we all doing it?
No, Carrie.
1. Only
Oh,
Carrie.
just me?
Carrie,
Just
go.
me? Oh, I'm going.
Go.
Right, start talking to her. Start saying numbers to her. 5, 10.
No, stop it. Be nice. She's new.
The problem is that I am a competitive jerk, especially where Tabitha is involved, and I will not be beaten. So I have to like sit there and speed run myself later.
Well, Anne, I've got bad news for you, though. You've been beaten.
I have been.
So good luck and Godspeed. I don't know what to tell you.
That is that. All rules final.
I bet you beat me if we put Molly on the line. If Molly was the was the bait.
Also, my brother did not do a video with Molly. I asked him to, and he didn't. So that was not on me.
Tell him Paisley's on the way to kidnap Molly now.
That's why I said I said for Paisley's birthday.
Why are you letting Paisley travel across the country on her own, Tabitha? That
I'm
sounds very
going with
suspicious.
her.
Oh, okay.
And done.
Yay, 16.
Good job.
Oh, thank God I wasn't last.
Hey, so I didn't tell you this part of the brown sugar thing, but I'm gonna rewrite all the lyrics so my husband can still play that song. And it's gonna be about a pastry chef from New Orleans, brown sugar, why do you taste so good? And about caramelizing the butter and stuff. It's gonna be all about food.
That's
I
perfect.
don't know if you've ever heard of the singer Tom Lear, that he would do like comedy songs in like the 50s and 60s. So he had this song called I Got It From Agnes, and it was all about STDs. And then they told him he couldn't sing that song anymore. So he removed some of the lyrics and it became dirtier. So I feel like that's what's happening with brown sugar, that you're like, no, it's all about food. And someone's looking at this like, my goodness, it's worse.
That sounds like an old vaudeville singer from the 1800s called Mary Lloyd. And she used to have a song that was, I sit in the garden and with the, oh, how did it go now? Something like with the peas. No, how did it go? I sit in the garden and pee. But then they said it was rude. So she changed it to I sit in the garden and leak. And that one was okay. I've got the words wrong there. I can't remember. It was leaking. Look it up.
Some strange stuff going on over there, man.
Like who doesn't just go pee in their garden? Totally.
I mean, I guess if you've got one, why not, right? I mean, whatever. It's your garden.
I'll see if I can find it. I'll find the real lyrics. I don't know. Am I still here?
What's happening?
He's getting the lyrics.
Oh,
Here we go.
man.
So I just wanted to say, speaking of music, I don't really talk about it ever, but I myself am a musician. I play violin, and also my boyfriend is a musician. He plays guitar, and he's getting into film composing and stuff. And there's going to be a dramatic potato song at some point in the future. It's going to be Western style, and I already have the chorus down. I've got the got the rhythm going. And my boyfriend isn't really familiar with Western style music, so this is going to be a great chance for him to expand his repertoire. And yeah, it's going to be great.
I cannot wait.
Potato.
I would like to extend the offer to you that when the song is written, we would be pleased to have you live at air it live on our show, or live at air, whatever. But
That would be
but please
amazing.
feel free to,
And we
to
will
come join us.
advertise the crap out of that single. Get it to the top of the charts.
Well, he also so that Alex Stein thing in New York City a while back where you had Arts and Crafts Antifa, he's actually made, and I'm going to play this for you. He's made an electro song, Arts and Crafts Antifa. It's got like a whole beat and everything. It's amazing. He's not done with the song yet.
That's
but
awesome.
he's part of it, so it can be my ringtone. And now every time he wants to call me, he's like, "Can I trigger Mr. Stein?"
You have to put up what Knitfuckery just said in the chat.
I gave Dramatic Potato the clap.
There you go, friends. I really don't know where we can go from here. I broke my thing. Somebody said you broke me. You literally broke me, Tina.
Oh, that's excellent.
And then there's a break.
This is how I know I'm old. Sounds like car alarm music.
That's hilarious.
It's amazing.
So what you need to do, Tina, is make people buy downloads of that off of your website once you get it going.
Yeah, when it's up, you should send it to Alex Stein.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one-stop shop for yarn and Dramatic Potato download.
This is why you guys aren't invited to other knitters sandboxes, PNSTVs.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
That one.
to change our.
So since we're talking about music, I'll tell you one of the funny games I like to do with my husband, because he's a musician. And since we got married, I like to write song lyrics for him that I know he'll never do, just to annoy him and be like, I wrote a new song for you. And he's like, no, what? No. And so I have almost a full album now. And he's he said he's going to do one of them as a joke, because one of them is called Good Deal at the Goodwill, and it's all about thrifting. And then there's a country one called Cattle in the Barn, which is all euphemisms about a lonely rancher on a stormy night who had to put his cattle in the barn of this lady. And then there's the Tiger song, which is the Good Morning song I sing to Tiger. And there's just a lot that he's like, no.
Do a knitting one.
I should do a knitting one, but it makes him laugh. Whenever I'm like, I'll be like, "Hey," I sent it to him all sincere, like, "I wrote a new song for you. Here's the lyrics," and he's like, "No, stop."
Baby Rose is in the house, hoping she's not too
Bertie,
late.
what's happening?
You are too late.
You are late, and you need to learn to knit so that you can come join us on this. You don't need to be good at it. You just need to be able to do a teeny bit of it.
Make a couple of
Yeah.
What about
Couple of
crochet?
stitches, so we-
Do you allow crocheters?
No.
I crochet.
I crochet also, but
We do, but
I mean-
we'd have to do a second leaderboard.
yeah, it would have to be the crocheting. Oh, I don't know what happened. Sorry, guys.
All right, Bertie. She says to learn to knit.
Yes, because Bertie loves to join us, and she has nothing to do with knitting either. And we love it when she joins us. So
No, she has a new design out, the unlikable female protagonist one.
I think you
nice.
need to share her latest question. I think we need to show all the knitters what she's just asked.
Is crocheting the same as knitting? Please don't cancel me for asking.
Oh my gosh.
No, Bertie, it is not the same. We
Oh,
still
no,
love
you
you, but
didn't.
not even a little bit. They're two different things.
That would get you cancelled. definitely.
I've been carrying around her female to the bone bag, and a lot of people just look at it like they're not sure what I'm talking about, and I like it that way. Like, let them ponder that for a while.
What does she make? She makes bags.
I'll grab mine. It says female to the bone.
Oh, she's an artist. She's the famous artist Bertie Rose.
You
And,
need to have her
she
on your
does-
show, Carrie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got canceled because she did art pieces of all the turfs of J.K. Rowling and all of the other ladies.
Oh, what's up, fellow turf?
Yeah, she's against
Every
all the
other word
trans
is a
stuff.
swear word, though, isn't it?
Wow.
Love it.
Nice.
I carry this around like my purse, and people look at me while I'm out in public like, I'm not sure what exactly you're getting at there. Like,
It's pretty self-explanatory. Come on.
yeah, but I think that they come from a different part of a different viewpoint than we do. So I think they're like,
Birdie, if you're
She
listening, you
has
should
another one
send-
that's male to the bone with the XY.
Yeah,
Back
Birdie,
casual.
you need to send your designs to Kelly J. Keane, Posey Parker, because she will probably put them on her show, and you probably get a few sales from that.
I
I'm
know
sure
that
you know
they've
who to
interacted
do.
on Twitter together.
Oh, have they? Ah, right. Okay.
I believe so. But I don't know if she's specifically featured in her show or anything. But yeah.
And you should come on my show. I just looked at your art. I love it.
Yes,
if you want to.
Birdie.
And she's hilarious.
She
I
said
mean-
she'd do
Birdie is lots of fun.
piece of art for me, and she hasn't done it yet.
No, she's really funny. Love you, Birdie.
we're like totally fangirling over someone in our comments.
I'm
Normal,
also
right?
big
Like,
about people in our on our panel. I'm equal opportunity that way.
Oh wow! Have you seen that comment? That's odd. I wonder what that
What?
means. She's
This?
just there you go.
yeah.
Frazzles
Frizz.
are a crisp. You know, like you call them chips. Frazzles are like a bacon flavor crisp. And Monster Munch are also like a chip. Do you call them chips? What you eat in a bag? Yeah.
Yeah. Potato chips.
French
Yeah.
fries.
But they're kind of like novelty ones. They're not like ordinary ones. So Monster Munch
Okay.
ones are made. They're kind of puffy and big. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Ah.
I thought
I mean,
you guys called your French fries chips.
Chips are potato strips that you fry, but they're thicker than fries. They're about
Okay.
4 times as thick as a fry.
Like a
Not
home style fry. That's what we call home style.
Ah, probably. Yeah, it's not like a wedge, it's a bit smaller. And then
Okay.
those things that come in a bag, we call them crisps.
Okay. Okay, chips and crisps. Got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just to confuse everything.
Why not?
Oh, somebody called Katie's put pickled onion Monster Munch are the best. No, I'm sorry, they're the most disgusting things I have ever eaten, ever.
That sounds really good, actually.
Oh
I-
no,
I don't
Hungry?
they're vile. I'm sorry, they're vile.
Neil, don't hold back. Tell us how you really feel.
Well, I like my food, as you can see, but that's one of the things I won't go near. Oh, Birdie's saying that they're good as well now. No, I'm not having it.
Next time Birdie can come on and you guys can debate about pickled onion Monster Munch, which I don't even know what that is. So good luck, Godspeed.
One of you
I'll-
better supply a bag so we can look at it.
Yeah, I'll buy some.
I need a
I'll bring
visual.
some. But I won't eat one because they're disgusting.
Here. There you go. Hot potato equals chips, McDonald's equals fries, and crisps are in a packet in the UK.
A packet? You pack it, not a bag. It's a packet.
It's a packet. Everything in the UK is way nicer than here. Like they have all these like fancy terms. It's not just a bag. Packet. Crisps. I mean, do you ever call anything here crisps? I don't think so. So whatever. Sorry.
Don't you call an elevator a lift?
We do. Yeah,
And you call a truck a lorry?
we
Lord.
do. Yeah. And we call a
Lorry driver.
sidewalk a pavement.
Okay, but why do you call apartments flats?
Because you're on a flat level. So you
That's
don't have
kind of-
stairs to go up. You don't go upstairs. So your bedroom and living room and kitchen are all on one level, so it's flat.
Gotcha. Okay.
We do. So the people who want to be posh say that their flats are apartments. So apartments are kind of a little bit, a bit better than a flat.
Ah, they're using fancy foreign words.
Yeah.
Gases, petrol, paternoster elevators. Is that what that says?
Oh, a paternoster elevator. I think, is that the ones that they send food up and down in hotels? Is that what a paternoster is?
Katie, you'll have to tell us.
No,
And then we've got people saying they use tin instead of can. Like I said, you guys are just you're more posh than we are.
so much more,
So I got the fancy words.
so much more cultured.
Well, the one we haven't got onto the pronunciation things yet, have we? Things like
Aluminium.
aluminium.
That is entirely
You do
between
have to
you and Amy of Two Sisters. Like y'all can have that. Y'all can have
When
that.
when we
The
have
one-
Amy on this, we will get them doing their
What I
thing
don't
that they do.
understand is route. I took this route. I don't understand that. Because what do you call that famous road 66?
Oh, I'm
you can
sorry.
do
Excuse me.
either in the States, route
Oh,
or
you
route.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But this
US
person, I think
rule,
we're going to have to
ooh.
fight with.
That's
I
a
don't know
brave
about
word.
that.
World War II. Okay, if you're gonna be that way.
Whoa, I don't
I
know,
didn't say
man. Gee, thanks, Neil. And Katie answered our question. It's an elevator without a door.
Ah.
So
So they can't afford doors, so they give it a posh name to make it sound nice.
oh
Gosh.
man.
What do you call these things that I'm wearing?
Glasses.
Just glasses.
Well, in the 20s, they call them cheaters.
Why? I don't understand. Oh no, because I was told that Americans called them eyeglasses. So you wouldn't just call them glasses, you'd call them eyeglasses. Is that rubbish?
We call them
glasses.
glasses.
I would
See,
call them
I know
glasses.
cheaters as like the cheap lenses that you get at Walmart, like the reading glasses. I know those as cheater glasses.
Yeah, the reading ones. I think that in the 20s, though, they called all glasses cheaters. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Somebody called Diane has asked me to pronounce something.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Would you like to?
I'm scared because I might get it wrong. I would say that word as schedule.
Oh, okay.
What would you call it?
That's what I would call it.
Yeah.
Schedule.
I presume they're thinking I would say schedule, but I wouldn't. I would call it schedule.
Perhaps. Katie said gogs. I don't know what gogs are.
I can explain to Ellie the difference between a cookie and a biscuit if you want to be bored to tears, but there is actually a definitive answer to this. And I'll tell you because I like boring people to tears. Okay, biscuit comes from a French word, and all it means is twice baked. So a cookie has a bit of softness in it. So when you break it, there's a softness, almost like a cake texture, whereas a biscuit snaps. Because it's
See, and that's what always irritated me about British Bake Off, because they'd be like, the cookie or the biscuit has to be hard and it has to snap. And I'm like, but I love some soft cookies.
And that thing you call a biscuit, I have no idea what that is. No idea.
Well,
So is it
usually
a
that's
digestive
not right.
biscuit
Come
still a
at me.
cookie?
Oh, digestive biscuits are lovely. You dip them
Are
in
they
your
still
coffee.
cookies?
That sounds so
They're a
gross.
biscuit.
They're like a graham
Sounds
cracker.
wrong.
They're not. They're good. They're just bigger.
The marketing on them sucks, though. Would you like a
Well-
digestive biscuit? A what?
No.
Yeah, well, they
it's
were
not
marketed.
good.
They lied and pretended they were good for your digestion. They were sold as a health food. This is years ago, and obviously
Oh
they're
my
not.
God.
They're no good for you at all.
Don't even get me started on that. The food guidelines. I
Yeah.
can keep here for hours.
Tabitha's got feelings on foods.
So this rounds about to what we were talking about earlier and the food guidelines and big pharma. I have a theory that this whole boom in trans kids is really a push for the big pharma to get more people hooked on their lifetime drugs. Because if you don't have customers, you have no money. And, like big pharma, they want all the money. They want people to be hooked for life. They want customers for life. And if you're trans, you're taking hormones for life, which means you are lining the pockets of pharma.
Yeah.
Right. And that's if you're going in or coming out too, the D-trans also. And I don't know, it's okay, so there's been a lot of jokes around like, oh, well, this means that the liberals aren't having kids. Isn't that great? And I'm still like, but look, this is a very permanent decision that it's like people can change their mind in future. It's like, oh, well, you don't have kids. That's great. I'm like, no. We need everybody's kids. Stop this.
I don't think they care. I think this is a big push from pharma, who has gotten it into the liberal educators and into the minds of these people. This is the newest thing, and this is how they're going to make money.
They're also sterilizing people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, Bill Gates said that they were going to use vaccines to get rid of like a third of the world's population or whatever. So, I mean, is anybody truly surprised?
And then once they're sterile, they can hire surrogates to have their babies for them, which is a whole other discussion.
And then we turn into the whole handmaiden thing, and then it's just craziness.
I was thinking The Giver, but okay. I've read The Giver. I haven't read Handmaid's Tale, so.
I've read them both.
Ollie wants to say hello. Where is it? This is Ollie.
Hi, cutie pie.
It's
He's
one of the
little
oogly
vicious
ones.
bastard. He's evil, I tell you. So in a minute he'll try and rip my face.
Sorry.
Some scam. It just said scam likely. Somebody just called me. I forgot to turn my ringer back down. Sorry. Oh dear.
Somebody in chat wanted to know the sweater. This is the Cable Swan Show by Wise L Knits. It's knitted in Southlander DK from Skeins from the lovely Marie. And it's on sale right now.
She's a great designer, isn't she? It's Cheryl, isn't it? She's a great designer.
Yep.
Yeah.
How she's not more widely known, I don't know. Well, probably because she's not woke, isn't it?
She does a lot of work with Cascade too.
Ah.
Cool.
That's it.
Somebody's saying, don't describe surgery today. Okay.
Was that on the show I missed that you were
I
describing?
went into
surgery?
detail about a sex change surgery.
Yeah.
Oh my good Lord.
I was sitting right here actually going, holding my arm. That was not nice.
That's not as all the men in the audience were doing a lot worse later on, weren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to have to go watch that after this.
Yeah, I should
I missed
apologize. I
it.
don't know where it came from. It just slipped out.
That happens sometimes, you get on a roll and what are you going to do?
Some people lost their biscuits.
Well, guys, we are coming up on 2 hours.
Wow.
So it's probably time for us. I've gotten a bajillion phone calls while we've been, like I said, I've got some personal stuff going on, and apparently everybody needs to talk to me. Right here, Levi and Renee said the part my husband walked in, looked at me, and just walked away. Good job, Neil. Thanks a lot.
Traumatize that poor man.
He's
Don't
probably
blame
like,
your divorce
what
on
are
me."
you doing? I can't imagine. So, all right, friends, do you guys want to tell everybody where you can be found so that they can go enjoy your other things? Tabitha?
I Murder Knits. You can find me on YouTube and Instagram. And that's it.
Excellent.
And watch the progress of your sweater.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it done now that you've been on here for 2 hours? Did you finish it?
No. Almost, but no.
What about you, Tina? Where can everybody find you for now?
Well, for now, I'm still on Etsy until they probably kick my ass off. But a Wedded Yarn and Fiber on Etsy and Instagram. And since my main account on Twitter got suspended because I was once again inciting violence against imaginary people this time. It was like a hypothetical phone conversation. And they were like, oh, violence, blah, blah, blah. You can find me on Twitter at Flowers Against. And yeah, Etsy, Instagram, and Twitter for now.
All right.
And also, can I say, I'm just glad to have you around, Tina, because really,
Yeah, we missed you for a while.
Thank you. Yeah, it's good to be back. It's definitely good to be back.
Good, good.
Yeah.
How about you, Miss Carrie Smith? Ms. Okay, Neil, you go.
Okay, mine's on the screen. You can find me on Instagram at United Kingdom or at Blocked Mag. And if you go to at Blocked Mag, all the link tree things are there for my YouTube and for the magazine issues.
Excellent. And
you can find me at Deprogrammed.
yeah, and don't forget to follow Ann and I on Instagram. I'm Deplorable Knitter. She's always Ann Pinkova wherever she is. And,
that's right. And not to speak for Carrie, but she's also Deprogrammed YouTube channel. That's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, the rest of them. There you go.
Yes, yes.
She has her own
And
website, Locals. And what's the other one? Subscribe Star. I got you, bae.
Excellent. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Politically Incorrect Knitters, because we're going to start doing this nonsense more often, I think. So make sure you're following us for all of our scintillating conversations and knitting things and all the stuff that's going on.
For the two people who care about Rumble, but we're there in case this gets
where's Lynn? I just realised. Lynn wasn't here. Where's she gone?
Oh, she's sometimes 2 o'clock on a Tuesday is busy. She's dyeing yarn and things. Go figure. Whatever.
This time isn't always great for her.
I think that I got this to stream on Rumble, so check it out. Maybe it's there.
This was so fun. Thanks for letting me come hang out. And look
at that. I'm so proud.
A round of applesauce.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. We will catch you guys on Saturday with our regular show, and we're going to be doing this again in 2 weeks. So see y'all then.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.